He chose the weakest alien princess as his prize, but not for the reason you think, the unexpected choice. The war was finally over. For years, humans had fought against the Vorthan Alliance, and the battles had been long and brutal. Many brave soldiers had lost their lives, but now Captain Ethan Cross stood in the great hall of the Victory ship, watching as the stars twinkled through the massive windows. The war was won, and Ethan was one of Earth's finest soldiers, strong, brave, and intelligent. He had helped lead the final assault that crushed the Vorthan forces. The government had promised to reward the heroes. Each could choose anything they wanted from the alien treasures that had been captured. The other soldiers buzzed with excitement, talking eagerly about the prizes that awaited them. Some wanted the new plasma weapons that could cut through any armor. Others dreamed of the sleek Vorthan ships that could travel faster than anything humans had built. Many spoke of the powerful technology that could transform Earth's future forever. But Captain Ethan Cross didn't care about these glittering prizes. Instead, he walked slowly through the great hall toward the room where all the rewards were displayed. There, among the shining machines and mountains of precious metals, stood a small group of alien prisoners. They looked defeated and quiet, so different from the fierce warriors they had once been. In the center of this group was a young alien woman, who caught Ethan's attention immediately. She wore a simple silver dress that seemed too big for her thin frame, and she looked incredibly fragile. Her skin was pale like moonlight, and her large eyes were filled with deep sadness. This was Princess Lyra, daughter of Zalara, a small and insignificant planet that most people had forgotten during the war. Many of the soldiers whispered that she was the most worthless prize of all. When Ethan saw Princess Lyra, the other soldiers began to laugh and shake their heads. "Why would anyone pick her?" they asked each other with amusement. "She's completely useless. Look how weak she is. She can barely stand up straight." But Captain Ethan looked at Lyra with different eyes than the others. There was something special in her gaze that the other soldiers couldn't see or understand. He sensed a quiet strength hidden beneath her soft voice and delicate appearance, though he couldn't explain why he felt this way. "I choose her." Ethan spoke clearly and firmly. The entire room fell completely silent. People stared at him in total shock and disbelief. Some soldiers whispered to each other, "He must be joking with us." Others said with concern, "The war has finally broken his mind." Princess Lyra looked at Captain Ethan with surprise, and for the first time, a small smile appeared on her face. She seemed genuinely grateful that someone had actually chosen her when everyone else saw her as worthless. Commander Phillips stepped forward with a confused expression. "Are you absolutely certain, Captain Cross? The princess is yours if that's truly what you want." Ethan bowed his head slightly with respect. "Thank you, Commander. I'm completely sure of my choice." As Ethan left the great hall with Princess Lyra walking quietly beside him, he felt a new and heavy responsibility settling on his shoulders. This wasn't just a simple reward for his service in the war. It was a chance to prove something important. He wanted to show that even someone who appeared to be the weakest could possess incredible power and strength. Outside the ship's windows, the stars shone brilliantly in the darkness of space. The terrible war was finally over, but Ethan sensed that a new journey was just beginning. He and Princess Lyra would face many dangerous challenges together in the days ahead. Nobody could understand or guess the real reason why Captain Ethan had chosen her over all the valuable treasures, but soon the entire galaxy would discover the truth. The frail princess walking beside him held secrets that could change everything, and Ethan's heart told him that his unexpected choice would prove to be the most important decision of his life. Sometimes the greatest treasures came in the most unlikely packages, and Princess Lyra of Zalara was about to show the universe just how wrong they had been about her. Whispers and doubt, after Captain Ethan Cross chose the frail princess' life, did not become easy for him or for Princess Lyra. Back at the military base on Earth, whispers followed them everywhere they went. The other soldiers could not believe that Ethan had picked someone so weak and fragile. Why did he choose her? One soldier asked his friend while they watched Lyra walk slowly across the courtyard. "She looks like she can't even carry her own. Wait. What use could she possibly be? Maybe he wants to protect her. another soldier replied with a shake of his head. But that will only slow him down and make him weak too. Captain Ethan heard all the whispers and cruel comments, but he never responded to them. He knew something that the others did not understand. There was much more to Princess Lyra than her fragile body showed. He had seen it in her eyes during that first moment, and he trusted his instincts completely. Princess Lyra stayed quiet most of the time during those early days on Earth. She rarely smiled or spoke, and she seemed constantly tired and sad. She knew that many people thought she was weak and useless, but inside her mind she was carefully watching and learning everything about humans and their strange ways. She was frightened, yes, but she was also deeply curious about these people, who had defeated her world's allies. One peaceful evening, Captain Ethan found Princess Lyra sitting alone in the base's garden. The stars were shining brightly above them, and the cool night air was calm and refreshing. "Princess," Ethan said, gently as he approached her, "you don't have to be afraid while you're here with me." Lyra looked up at him with her large, tired eyes that seemed to hold the weight of the world. "I am not sure what I am supposed to do here," she said quietly, her voice barely above a whisper. "Everyone keeps saying that I am weak and worthless. Even you must sometimes wonder why you chose me over all those valuable treasures." Ethan shook his head firmly and sat down beside her on the stone bench. "No, I never wonder about that choice. I saw something important in you, something that others cannot see yet." Princess Lyra looked down at her small hands resting in her lap. "I am just small and sickly. What could I possibly do to help anyone or anything?" Ethan smiled warmly at her. "Sometimes the strongest people in the universe look weak on the outside. You have a quiet strength inside you, and I believe in that strength completely." For the first time since arriving on Earth, Lyra's eyes lit up with a small spark of hope. She felt something she hadn't experienced in a very long time. Someone actually believed in her. The next day, Captain Ethan took Princess Lyra to see the base's training area. It was filled with advanced machines and human soldiers moving quickly as they practiced their combat skills. Lyra watched everything silently but very carefully, taking in every detail of how the humans trained and fought. Some soldiers stopped their exercises to stare at her with curiosity and doubt. "Why is the captain wasting his time with her?" one asked loudly enough for others to hear. "She won't survive a single day of real training here." But Ethan ignored their comments completely. He patiently helped Lyra practice simple exercises and basic movements. At first she struggled terribly because her body was weak and she became tired very quickly. But Ethan remained patient and encouraging with her. "One step at a time," he told her gently. "You will grow stronger every day." Over the following weeks, Princess Lyra's body did become a little stronger, and her steps became more steady and confident. But the real change was happening in her mind and spirit. She learned human language and customs, and she began to understand their incredible strength of will and determination. Meanwhile, the rumors about Ethan's strange choice grew louder and more persistent throughout the base. Some high-ranking officers wanted to take Lyra away from him. They thought she was a dangerous burden and a security risk that could compromise their operations. Colonel Mason confronted Ethan directly about the situation. "Captain Cross, this alien princess is becoming a problem. She's distracting you from your duties and causing unrest among the troops." Ethan stood firm and calm in front of his superior officer. "She stays with me, sir. I chose her for a very good reason, and you will see why soon enough." "What reason could that possibly be?" Colonel Mason demanded with frustration. "I cannot explain it fully yet," Ethan replied steadily. "But I will protect her no matter what anyone says or does." No one could understand or guess what Ethan's mysterious reason was, but he was completely prepared to defend his choice. He would protect Princess Lyra against any threat, whether it came from enemies or from his own people. The frail princess was not as weak as everyone believed her to be. Something powerful and important was hidden deep inside her. Something that could change everything they thought they knew about strength and weakness. Ethan could sense this truth even if he couldn't yet explain it to others. The war was over, but the real challenge had only just begun. Princess Lyra was slowly discovering that she was much more than anyone had ever imagined. and Captain Ethan would be there to help her find her true power when the time was right. The journey home, Captain Ethan Cross had to take Princess Lyra on a long journey through space to reach Earth's main colonies. Their spaceship was large and fast, flying through countless stars in the endless darkness of space. But many enemies did not want Princess Lyra to reach her destination safely. Some Vorthon groups still harbored deep hatred for her planet and saw her as a living symbol of their crushing defeat in the war. As Ethan prepared their ship for the dangerous journey, ahead he noticed the fear that filled Lyra's violet eyes. "Don't be afraid," he said softly, placing a gentle hand on her shoulder. "I will protect you no matter what happens." Princess Lyra nodded quietly, but her hands trembled slightly. The journey would be long and difficult, and she felt so weak and vulnerable. She had no idea what dangers awaited them in the vast emptiness of space. Soon their ship left the secure war zone behind them. Stars passed by their windows like tiny points of light as they traveled for days in peaceful silence. Captain Ethan kept constant watch, always alert and ready for any sign of danger that might threaten them. One night, while Lyra was resting, in her small cabin, a loud alarm suddenly sounded throughout the ship. The sensors showed enemy fighter ships approaching them at incredible speed. Ethan rushed to the ship's controls with practiced efficiency. "They want to stop us," he shouted to Princess Lyra as she emerged from her room, looking frightened and confused. Lyra quickly hid behind a protective wall, scared, but watching Captain Ethan closely. She could see how calm and strong he remained even in the face of deadly danger. His hands moved over the ship's controls with amazing skill and confidence. The enemy ships began firing powerful energy blasts at them. Their ship shook violently from the impacts, and sparks flew from damaged systems. Ethan maneuvered their vessel with incredible precision, dodging the incoming fire while returning shots of their own. After a tense and dangerous battle that seemed to last forever, the enemy ships finally retreated into the darkness of space. Captain Ethan took a deep breath and wiped sweat from his forehead. "We are safe for now," he said, turning to check on Princess Lyra. She stepped out from behind her hiding place slowly, her eyes wide with amazement. "You are incredibly brave," she said quietly, her voice filled with genuine admiration. Ethan smiled warmly at her. "You will be brave too, Princess, you just don't realize it yet." Over the following days of their journey, Captain Ethan taught Princess Lyra how to stay calm during moments of danger and crisis. He told her fascinating stories about Earth and about humans who had faced terrible challenges but never gave up hope. He shared tales of ordinary people who discovered extraordinary courage when they needed it most. Slowly, Princess Lyra began to trust Ethan more completely. She even started speaking more freely, asking many questions about human life, their customs, and their beautiful world. Her curiosity grew stronger each day. One peaceful evening, while they sat together watching the magnificent stars through the ship's observation window, Princess Lyra spoke with quiet sadness in her voice. "I never thought anyone would choose me," she said softly. "I always believed I was just a weak and useless princess waiting to be forgotten by everyone." Captain Ethan looked at her with kind and understanding eyes. "You are so much more than that, Princess Lyra. You have a special power inside you that others cannot see yet. I believe in you completely." For the first time in many months, Princess Lyra smiled genuinely and felt real happiness. "Thank you, Ethan. Your faith in me means everything." But not everyone in the galaxy was pleased with their progress. Unknown to them, enemy spies had been watching their ship carefully from a safe distance. They sent urgent messages to the remaining Vorthon leaders, warning them that the princess was escaping and might reach safety. The galaxy remained a dangerous place, filled with old enemies who waited patiently for any chance to strike back. Captain Ethan and Princess Lyra had to stay ready for whatever new threats might come their way. As Earth's colonies grew closer, with each passing day, Ethan knew in his heart that the most difficult part of their journey was still ahead of them. Protecting Princess Lyra had become much more than just a duty or obligation. It was now a sacred promise that he would keep, no matter what the cost. He had sworn to stand strong and defend her against any enemy, and he meant every word of that vow. Their bond was growing stronger, and together they would face whatever challenges the universe threw at them. Hidden Power Awakens. After many days of dangerous travel through space, Captain Ethan Cross and Princess Lyra finally reached Earth. The planet was bright and beautiful, filled with life and energy that was very different from the small, quiet world that Lyra came from. But Princess Lyra felt strange and uncomfortable on this new planet. The air seemed heavy and thick to her. Lungs and her delicate body ached constantly. Captain Ethan noticed her obvious discomfort and spoke gently to her. "Earth is very different from Zalara," he said with understanding. "It will take some time for your body to adjust to our world." Princess Lyra nodded quietly, but she kept thinking sadly about her distant home and the terrible war they had just left behind. She desperately wanted to be strong and helpful, but her body felt weak and fragile, just like it always had. One day, while Captain Ethan was working closely with the Earth scientists who were studying alien biology and technology, Princess Lyra watched them quietly from a corner of the laboratory. She observed the complex machines and strange tests that she did not understand at all. Then something completely unexpected happened. Princess Lyra's body began reacting differently to the scientific machines around her. Her pale skin changed color slightly, shifting to a soft blue glow, and her breathing became deeper and more steady than before. Captain Ethan saw this amazing change and immediately asked the lead scientist, Dr. Samuel Reed, to examine her more carefully. The scientists were absolutely amazed by what they discovered during their tests. "This is incredible," Dr. Reed said with excitement and wonder. "She possesses a very rare ability that we have never seen before. Her species can adapt quickly to new environments and conditions. But this remarkable power grows slowly and remains hidden until it is truly needed." Captain Ethan looked at Princess Lyra with new hope and understanding filling his heart. "This is exactly why you survived so much hardship and pain," he said to her. "You are much stronger than you appear to be on the outside." Princess Lyra was amazed but also frightened by this revelation. "If I truly have this power inside me, why did I always feel so weak and helpless?" Dr. Reed patiently explained the science behind her abilities. "This special ability takes a very long time to develop properly. You need careful attention, plenty of rest, and exactly the right conditions for it to grow." Captain Ethan made a solemn promise to help her in every way possible. "We will find a way to help you grow stronger. You are not alone in this journey." In the days that followed, Captain Ethan stayed close to Princess Lyra at all times. He helped her with gentle exercises designed for her condition, and made sure she ate nutritious food and got plenty of rest.
Slowly but surely, Princess Lyra's body began to change and improve. Her skin became healthier and more vibrant, and she had much more energy than before. But the changes were not only physical. Princess Lyra's mind became sharper and more focused.
She learned new things very quickly, and began to understand much more about humans and their complex world. However, danger was always nearby. The Vorthon Alliance forces that had lost the war did not want Princess Lyra to live and grow stronger. They secretly sent skilled spies to Earth to find her exact location and capture her. Captain Ethan knew they had to protect her at all costs. "Your power must remain a secret," he told Princess Lyra seriously. "We must keep it safe from those who would use it to harm others." Princess Lyra agreed completely. She was tired of hiding and being afraid, but she understood the terrible risk. She trusted Captain Ethan completely to keep her safe from their enemies. One beautiful evening, as they watched Earth's magnificent sunset together, Princess Lyra spoke quietly to Ethan. "Thank you for choosing me and believing in me. I promise I will not disappoint you or let you down." Captain Ethan smiled with genuine warmth and affection. "You could never disappoint me, Princess. You are not just a princess anymore. You represent hope for the future." The war was officially over, but a new and different kind of battle was beginning. This would not be fought with weapons and ships, but with survival, trust, and hope for a better tomorrow. Princess Lyra's hidden power was slowly awakening, growing stronger each day, and soon it would change everything that people thought they knew about strength and weakness. The galaxy would never be the same once her true abilities were fully revealed to the universe. The true strength. The stars outside Earth's defense station shone cold and bright as Captain Ethan Cross stood beside Princess Lyra. The long months of training, recovery, and discovery had completely transformed her. No longer was she the frail, weak girl who had first arrived on Earth. Now something incredibly powerful stirred deep inside her, something that no one had ever seen before. Ethan watched with amazement as Princess Lyra focused on a simple training exercise. She raised her hand slowly, and the air around her began to shimmer like heat waves. Tiny sparks of pure energy danced from her fingertips, glowing softly like beautiful fireflies in the darkness. The scientists had warned them that Lyra's abilities would grow rapidly once they were fully awakened, and now that moment had finally arrived. Suddenly, without any warning, Princess Lyra's entire body began to glow with brilliant light. Her skin shifted color, changing from pale white to a deep, vibrant blue that pulsed with energy. Her eyes sparkled with newfound power, and her movements became sharp, strong, and confident. Captain Ethan stepped forward quickly, concerned for her safety. "Lyra, how do you feel?" he asked with worry in his voice. She smiled at him, calm but radiating confidence and strength. "I feel stronger and more alive than I have ever felt in my entire life," she replied, her voice now clear and powerful. Dr. Samuel Reed and the other scientists around them were absolutely amazed by what they were witnessing. "This is far beyond anything we expected," Dr. Reed said in wonder. "She is evolving and transforming at a rate we have never seen before in any species." The incredible news spread quickly throughout Earth's government and military. Word even reached the remaining Vorthan Alliance factions scattered across the galaxy. Many people were shocked and frightened by the reports. The frail princess had transformed into a being of tremendous power and potential. But with great power came great fear from others. Some leaders saw Princess Lyra as a dangerous threat, a new kind of weapon that could completely upset the delicate balance of power. Throughout the entire galaxy, Captain Ethan stood firm and protective beside Princess Lyra. "She is not a weapon to be used by anyone," he declared strongly. "She is our hope for true peace between all species." Meanwhile, Princess Lyra's powers continued to grow stronger with each passing day. She could move faster than any human, think more clearly than the most brilliant scientists, and heal from injuries almost instantly. Her deep connection to her homeworld of Zalara grew stronger, unlocking ancient secrets and knowledge that had been hidden for many centuries. But not everyone wanted to see her succeed and grow stronger. The old enemies of the Vorthan Alliance were secretly planning something dark and terrible. They were preparing a massive strike to capture or destroy Princess Lyra before she could become too powerful to stop. Captain Ethan and Princess Lyra prepared carefully for this deadly threat. They trained harder than ever before, worked together as a perfect team, and formed new alliances with both humans and friendly alien species who supported their cause. One quiet night, as they stood together on the observation deck of the space station, Princess Lyra looked at Captain Ethan with gratitude and love. "I never imagined I could become something like this," she said softly. "But now I am ready to face whatever challenges come our way." Ethan smiled at her with pride and deep affection. "You have become far more than I ever hoped or dreamed possible. Together we can change the entire galaxy for the better." Suddenly, alarms began blaring throughout the station. Enemy ships were approaching fast, a massive Vorthon fleet led by Commander Drex, determined to capture Princess Lyra or destroy her completely. The final battle was about to begin. Princess Lyra's powers blazed with brilliant light as she and Captain Ethan prepared to fight side by side. She was no longer the weak, frightened girl who had been chosen as a prize. She had become a powerful force for good, a symbol of hope and strength. As the enemy ships opened fire, Princess Lyra raised her hands and created a protective shield of pure energy around the entire station. Her power pushed back the attacking forces, and her courage inspired everyone around her to fight harder. The frail princess was no longer weak. She was incredibly strong, and the galaxy would never forget her name or the love that had helped her discover her true power. Captain Ethan's unexpected choice had revealed the greatest treasure of all, the strength that comes from believing in someone when no one else will.